What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Um, I am super happy that my boo, Lindsay Hartley, is coming back to GH for a brief moment. She's gonna be filling in for Kelly Monaco again. Kelly, from what I heard, she took a little break in January, so that's why Lindsay stepped back in. But Kelly is definitely back in the studios now, filming new scenes, so she'll definitely be back in the mix. But I love seeing Lindsay Hartley, man. I feel like she did such a dope job playing Sam. I felt like GH definitely should have, offered her a contract as a new character. Even though the show was already bloated with characters, but damn, man, when you get a gem like that, you got to hold on to it. Because I love Lindsay. I do. I love her. From her days on All My Children, from her days on Passions, I love Lindsay Hartley. She's definitely one of the best in the game. Um, yeah, so getting into this episode of GH, I was shocked when the agents wanted to take Tracy and Drew, of all people, stepped up for Tracy. I was shocked. I said, Drew? I wasn't expecting it. Drew, of all people. And I think this is the first time Tracy and Drew been around each other since he's been Drew. Because remember, Tracy knew him as Jason because when we found out who he really was, that was in late December, and Tracy had already left by that point. So this is her first time really being around him as Drew, which is surprising. But Drew stepped up for Tracy. He said, "Nope, you ain't taking my aunt nowhere." I love it. I was like, look at the Quartermains. That's what I'm talking about. I love how they rally around each other when the chips are down. Like, because we all know how Tracy attitude is. We know how she could be. She comes off like she don't care about a lot of her family members, but we know she do. She just like to be snarky because that's just how the cues are. But I love when the chips are down, man. They got each other back. Even Michael stepped up and told Drew, listen, if you want to tell your story about what Victor did to you and make it public, I can help you out and do that too. Um, but Drew was adamant. He said, listen, Victor gonna get his. He said one way or another, Victor gonna get his, and I like it. Um, Apparently the ice princess that Tracy tried to sell was a piece of junk, basically. It was worthless. And Tracy actually recognized one of the agents as some guy named Dave who apparently has been, you know, following her and Luke around or harassing her and Luke in Amsterdam. So I said, "Oh, this is interesting. This is quite interesting." Okay. And my guess is Victor got something to do with all of this because all of this is way too coincidental. All this stuff going on, and Victor's right in the thick of it all. His name is all over this mess, all over it. Um, so I'm glad that they called Anna and stuff, and Anna came in and she straightened it all out and let Tracy know, listen, I'm gonna make sure that your warrant is voided so you can go back home safe. You know they're gonna contact you back in Amsterdam or whatever, but for right now you ain't gotta worry about no warrant. I love it though. Tracy got out of another legal mess. Tracy know how to get out these situations. I love it. They get her out of this mess. I say good. Um, but I love the moments though between her and Ned, between Tracy and Ned, like the moment they had after the vow renewal yesterday and today. I love it that they're showing so much love towards each other. And she basically let him know now that he got his family back, hold on to your family. You know what I mean? Don't lose them this time. Protect your family at all costs. Um, I cannot wait to see Jane Elliott pop back up again. She has been amazing. It's always great when Jane pops up. I love it. Anytime I get to see Tracy is a great day. Um, so anyway, moving on from that, Sonny. Lord have mercy. I knew this wasn't gonna work. I knew that grand gesture he had wasn't gonna work. And boy was the gesture grand. Basically, he let Carly know that he had a bunch of props flown in. He was gonna recreate their wedding from Martinique or something like that. I guess it's in France or something. He was gonna recreate it. And that's huge. That's major. But that's the problem though. And this is what Ned tried to warn Sonny about because Ned tried that. He tried throwing money at the problem. And that's what Sonny's doing. Throwing money at it. It ain't gonna work because the problem ain't about romance. It's not about money. It's about his affection for Nina. That's what this is about. And he tried to tell Carly, oh, if I could take all this back, if I could change everything that happened in Nixon Falls and between Nina, I would. Carly looked at him and she was like, really? You would? You really think that? Like, his words were convincing, but Carly was not convinced. Even she told him it almost sound convincing. Because it does. It almost sound convincing. I ain't convinced either, because if his words were true, his actions don't match his words. That's the problem. Because if his words were true, for one, he would never have allowed, drunk or not, off his meds or not, he would have never allowed Nina in his penthouse. He damn sure would have never allowed her in the main house. He wouldn't want anything to do with her. You know what I mean? Like, look at Ava. He don't want nothing to do with that trick. The only reason he deal with her ass is because they got a child. That's the only reason he deal with her. So if you're that way towards certain people, why are you, that you don't like, why are you not this way towards Nina after what she did? That's the problem Carly's having. That's why she can't give that marriage, another shot right now. That's why she needs a break. And I agree with Carly on this. I feel like Sonny's not getting it. He claims he gets it. You're not. You're not getting it. Because every time she tells him what she needs and what she wants, he's not listening. It's like he listens, but he's not hearing her. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing the opposite of what she wants you to do. So I don't see how the only way this marriage could work is if he does what she asks him to do. Cut Nina out of your life for good. Stop, protecting her. Stop making excuses for her. If he stops doing that, if he shows some action behind these words, then they would have a shot. But right now, I don't see how this marriage is going to go on. I do not see it. Sonny's making it out to, to be that, well, if you're not ready to fix our marriage or to repair our marriage, maybe you never will be. It's not that simple, though. He wants it to be that simple, and that's the issue. He wants everything right now, like it's microwavable. That's the problem with microwave people. They want everything quick, and that's what Sonny wants. He wants everything quick. I understand he's trying to fix the marriage, but he's doing it the wrong way, though. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. He's doing it the wrong way because you're shoving money at it, and that's not going to fix it. It might have fixed their problems before, like when they were small incidental problems, but you're dealing with a tidal wave. When you're dealing with something small, yeah, you can throw a little money at it. You know what I'm saying? Little expensive vacation, diamonds here and there, mink coat, new car, something shiny, something like that probably will fix it. But even then, you're still not fixing it because you're putting a Band-Aid on it with money. But Carly, at this point, the money ain't gonna fix this problem because this is your marriage. You know what I mean? This is a make or break. Like when you're at the point of getting a divorce, money ain't gonna fix that. You can't. Nope. So Sonny gonna have to figure it out. He gonna have to get with the program. So anyway, moving on from that, Harmony is giving Alexis the details about the birth certificate. She claims that the reason she had to forge Willow's birth certificate because the commune that they were staying at, they didn't do society norms or whatever, like the normalcy that you normally would do in society, like having birth certificates and all that stuff that you should have. Apparently they didn't believe in all that stuff, so that's why her birth certificate was forged. So she needs Alexis's help because she feels like Willow's not gonna forgive her for this, and that's why I don't believe that it's just about a commune, and I don't believe her story fully. I don't believe her story. I feel like the birth certificate was forged, but not for the reasons that she's claiming. I feel like Harmony's not being truthful about it. It's way more to it than just that. I'm sure of it. It's way more. It's way more to it than that. I have a feeling that Harmony's definitely lying. Honestly, if the situation was really what Harmony is claiming it to be, like Alexa said, she could make a phone call more than likely to Diane and get that situated. Or better yet, Michael could use his Quartermain powers and get that fixed. That's why I feel like it's bigger than just that. By the way she acting, the way she looking, it's bigger than this. She's leaving out a huge chunk of the story. A lot of the story. She ain't telling the truth. Nope. That's one thing I learned about Harmony. She gonna tell you probably half of the truth. Maybe 20% of the truth, but she ain't gonna tell you the whole story. Not until it blows up in her face. That's when she'll tell you. But she better get it together because I have a feeling though that Willow probably not her child because there's no way that they're gonna make a big little deal about a birth certificate being forged if it's not more to it than just that. So it's definitely more to it. So anyway, moving on from that, Austin and Maxie were, talking about their kiss or whatever, and Maxie pretty much made it clear to Austin that she did not want to pursue a relationship until she got her daughter back, because that should be her focus. I believe she's telling the truth on that partly. I feel like she's definitely trying to steer him in the wrong direction because she's trying to keep him at arm's length. She don't want him remembering nothing. She's trying to control the narrative, trying to every time he pieced together something, she trying to steer him in another direction. And I also feel like she doesn't want to start a relationship with anybody until this whole Peter situation is under control. Until that's under control and she can bring her daughter back home, she's not trying to focus on a relationship, which I understand. That's totally understandable. You know what I mean? You got to focus on this. This is a huge issue. But she definitely got ulterior motives for what she doing. Definitely do. Um, But I mean, I like her and Austin together, but it's gonna come to a head because Austin is remembering things. He's piecing it together. He's definitely piecing that together. Maxie was confused when Anna came to see her about Valentine because she was like, "Have y'all heard from him, seen him, something?" Because he had a lead about Louise until Victor done had him kidnapped. Um, and Maxie like, "What?" Maxie was like, "How could he possibly have a lead?" Because he's a Cassadine. He's Valentine. Of course he would have lead. You really got to ask that question. Some of them people in that town forget who they be dealing with. Like, they really do. And of course, Austin, like I say, he's piecing things together because he's having these flashbacks to how strange Maxie has been acting. He's putting it all together. He's putting everything together because he knows that the voices that he heard is not what Maxie's trying to claim them to be. Austin is not a stupid person by far. He seems like he's very intuitive. I figured that as soon as he came to town. He's an intuitive kind of person. So Maxie could run game on a lot of people, but you ain't running game on him. And I'm surprised that she was able to run game on her mama and Anna and all them of all people. I mean, why is it so like they made it so easy for her to fool them? I'm like, even Anna kept saying that every time she would investigate, she investigated this, it would lead back to Maxie. Chase said the same thing. They all had questions because every time they would read the file of what happened that night, it leads back to Maxie. Duh. I'm like, why y'all acting like y'all slow? For smart people, they act pretty slow. I'm like, come on now. Anna need to focus on finding her boo because Victor is trifling. That man I had him kidnapped, his own son. He got his hands in a lot of different pots right about now. He got his hands in a lot of cookie jars, and he need to be exposed ASAP. I don't blame Anna. Anna was like, "Listen, I don't want no cup of coffee from you." Because Victor was like, "Oh, let me buy you a cup of coffee." Anna said, "Absolutely not. No, thank you, sir. Good day." And I don't blame her because I wouldn't trust him to do nothing for me. He could put arsenic in there. He could do whatever. I don't trust him. Um, so anyway, Victor talking about he paid off a guard, I guess, to look after Spencer while he in Spring Ridge. Why would this boy? I'm so tired of him talking about Spencer as if he's going to cell block D. He is not going to a supermax prison. He's not going to be in there with all type of crazy people. Well, he's going to be in there with a crazy person, but not all types though. Um, but even when Alexis was in Spring Ridge, she didn't need no protection up in there. Pentonville, yes. Spring Ridge, no. Like I said, it's a Martha Stewart prison. You go there to play shuffleboard and play cards all day. Please, you get the rec room for however long you want it. You get to pretty much do what you want to do until your days are up. And the boy only got 30 days. Well, he need a guard looking out for him for. In Pentonville, yeah, he would definitely need it up in there. Spring Ridge, no. Like, he act like he's so scared to go there. I'm like, dude, you're going to be playing basketball all day, eating filet mignon and drinking champagne, please. You ain't going to nothing tough. You ain't going to nothing tough. Esme sitting there, oh, I'll visit you every week. Don't you intern there? So basically you can see him every day. What you mean every week? You work there basically. I was thrown off by this comments, like by this dialogue. I'm like, hold up. Every week you intern. You can see the whatever. Like She can see the boy every day if she want to. Like, come on now. But you know, Esme, she's more pissed off at Spencer now than ever because Spencer wasn't even really worried about her. He was worried about Trina, how Trina feel right about now. And you know that crawled up Esme. That pissed her off. She was like, so you're worried about Trina when you should be worried about me, your girlfriend. I guess he don't care about you that much. I don't even understand why Spencer keep giving this girl the time of day. I'm like, why? Why do you keep giving this girl the time of day? For what? Like, clearly he's not that into her. And even Ava knows something off about that girl. Ava been known it. Ava been knew something was weird about that chick. Because even when her and Trina were talking, she was like, every time there's trouble around your friend group or whatever, Esme's always in the thick of it. I'm like, exactly. I'm glad people are noticing the girl is nuts. Um, but Trina's definitely feeling Spencer though. She definitely is feeling him more than she cared to admit she is. But she like him though, and he like her. And eventually they're gonna probably get together. The only hurdle that they need to jump is Esme. They need to figure out a way to get rid of this girl. Something. They need to do it. Because the girl is trouble. And now Victor's sitting there offering her his services. Talking about, oh, you know, I'll look out for you, whatever you need, while Spencer's going. No, the two of them getting together, hell no. That's like a merger from hell. No. 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 And even if she do ask Victor for some type of lethal help, you know it's going to come at a price because anything Victor does always got some price to it. You got a price tag on it. He don't do nothing out of the kindness of his black heart. And I'm glad Laura's starting to see it too because Laura started to think that maybe Luke was being harassed before he died. And I'm glad she noticing what Bobby know because Bobby been knew. There's no way in the world Luke died by accident. Luke of all people in a cable car dying like that by some freak accident. It doesn't sit well. That's too convenient. And I'm glad Laura's starting to piece everything together. All of this stuff that's currently going on is all happening right around Victor's return. That's not a coincidence. Clearly, the man got his hand in a lot of cookie jars right now, and hopefully Laura could put him down for good. Because I definitely see a war going on between Laura and Victor, and I'm here for it. Because Laura be damned if she sit here and let another Cassadine mess with her family, especially her son and grandson. Laura ain't about that life. She not about to let that go down. She would shut him down. And I like Victor's little quote that he gave to Esme that if everyone likes you, then you're not being true to yourself. Only the devil would say something like that. Cause that's some stuff a devil would say. You know what I'm saying? Cause we all know the devil don't want to be liked, obviously. So of course those are true words from coming from Victor Cassadine for him to say some foolishness like that. About not wanting to be liked. I'm like, of course, Victor, you don't want to be liked because nobody like your ass. Um, So anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all all thought. I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.